episode of Save Plays. Today I am playing Mars Colony Challenger again, and we are at the start of Phase 3 of Hyperia. Now, our work orders for Phase 3 are set up weather stations, power up another radio tower, we're going to activate satellite dish, install another radio, and set up portable transmitters. So, at the same time, did they give me an analyzer thing? Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is... well, I guess I'll do the weather stations first. So, let me hop in my rover. Make sure there's nothing in it. And I am going to refuel this. Actually, they just gave me a fresh one over there. I am going to grab that, because I bet it's full. Okay, I am going to... well, I'm going to leave that. No, it needs to be closer. I know what I'm doing. Okay. And because you can't really directly load into the back, unless I just never see the right spot to click, I'm going to turn it sideways. And into our base we go. It is expanded a bit again from the last time, and I'll walk through that. We've got power. I'm gonna check everything as I go as well. Water supply, food is fine and from the last time. It's quite dark. We finally have a waste can, and I'm going to go ahead and use this so you can empty the waste into this can so you can put it in your compost container later. I'm gonna put that down right. Well, fine, I'll put it right over here. I'm going to move the other one in a minute. And this is still our emergency life support room. I'm going to grab the other waste can and actually do something with it before we head out. Turn off the lights. Shoot, I left one on. I have had power problems, so I am going to make sure I switch the lights off when I'm done. I like to leave the main one on when I'm in the building, though. I tend to get lost. We're going to check our air scrubber. Pressure is below normal for some reason, but everything's running. Water pumps are fine. Separator is fine. But we're turning it off momentarily, and we're going to click clean on the valves, clean the filters. We still have this waste can in our hand, the other waste can. And turn it back on. And then I'm going to just leave this can here to do that later, because it'll keep needing that. And our fuel's doing fine. We have a new section over here. This is where they put the weather stations that I'm going to have to put outside. These doors aren't going to open, so I need to move them out the front. Oh, that's not the right way. Sometimes the camera turns very, very fast, and that is a little bit of an issue. Here's our weather station, where we can monitor the weather. Geology desk. I think I just messed it up. That's fine. Satellite communication, we don't have that hooked up yet. And data link failure with our communications because we need to hook those up too. These things here, those are the these portable transmitters, and essentially what those are ways to keep communicating with the base if you have them set up like in craters and one on top of a hill, something like that. So I don't know the optimum way of setting them up, so I'm just going to try to get things going as best I can. Here we do need this. This is a geology tester, and you can use this to sample soil when you're outside. So that's going to be handy. Let's check our temperature. It's getting there. It's livable if we have the pressure up just a little bit higher. Alright, I'm putting the tester down here because I don't want to forget that. I am going to have to carry that, I think. Well, let's go ahead and set up some weather stations. No, let's set up our radios first. So I think they talk to the weather stations? Man, I don't remember. We'll see, it'll work out. I remember having to redo the weather stations one time, so I think it is because I didn't have the radio stuff out and I didn't know what I was doing. How do we actually use the tester? I forget. Put it down and use it? No. I don't know. Okay. These are going on top of the base. So we're going to load up the truck with all of this stuff. No, we're going to leave one radio behind because that's for further distance. I grab this battery and I'll cram the soil sampler thing in there, even though I can't remember how to use it. There's gotta be an easy way to do this. I can't remember. I swear there was a way to click something to grab a sample. Put it inside the truck, and then I'm going to check inside the base because I might have missed something that I've forgotten about. Planning ahead would be great, but sometimes I forget things. And this is maybe the second or third time I've done phase 3. I spent a lot of time redoing the first few phases, and then doing the final phases took quite a lot of time. So I don't see anything else. It would probably be back here if there was something. Some way to get a soil sample. Set up weather stations, power up base. Ground samples. 4, 5. Yep. I really think it is just that box. Alright, let's cancel. Let's just go outside and see what happens. Double check our power and everything. We're fine. I think I did earlier, but I forgot to mention that I did. Drive. It's really not that far of a distance, but when you're carrying 4 things and you have stamina to worry about, it really can take a lot longer than you expect. Well, unless you expect it. That made sense. I have my smart pants on. Okay, so we've got SATCOM gear. Let's go take that to the satellite. It's the furthest one away, so I'm going to install it immediately. Which I probably will do for everything else too.
We must have experimental evidence of the bending of light. That space-time is correct.
See, my stamina got pretty low there, and I'm just gonna kind of slowly keep going.
So that it creates cellular tubes or wormhole.
Where do I click? Oh, I click over here. I think? Maybe? Hey, satellite thing. Let me click you.
So we would construct
Activate satellite dish.
multiple space
Do I have to click up there? I don't know.
so as to be able to draft into an alternative
SATCOM
dimension.
here. Is it this part?
Created two
No.
universes connected at their horizons by a wormhole.
There we go. Side of it for some reason. Oops. Almost did the wrong thing.
We can travel to colonized regions no matter how far away they are
Okay,
in space.
that's on now. You can see in the middle we can no longer access our generators from outside. We have to go inside to do that, and then come outside. It's good to keep note of how the base changes.
Cross the horizon and on to the wormhole. Empire times will soon realign themselves, permitting diplomatic contact.
Okay, we got a power cell.
Exchanges of wormholes. This fierce of colonization.
I should check my panels on the way back to see how dusty they are.
The two dimensions.
Does not hurt to check when you're already nearby something. It's fine. Good. Wait, is it? This one's not getting much. Let's see what happens if I clean it. Sometimes the bars are a little confusing. I think this one might just be a progress bar and not really a dust bar. Yep, we need to clean them off. There may have been a dust storm. I don't know. It does take time to do all this, but it gives you time to think about what else you have to do. This one is going to be kind of a longish phase because we're going to be driving around a lot. I may split this video into 2 videos. We'll see depending on how long it takes. I wonder if I was supposed to clean these when I installed them. I'm not really sure if I even looked. Oh well. They're fine now, that's what matters, right? Now we have one more thing to install for the radio tower here. Radio gear. And then we'll turn that on, and that will connect to the tower that we set up in phase 1, which is way off in the distance. You can kind of see a speck of it over there. And there we go. It's connected and turned on and all that lovely stuff. So we're gonna head down below. And grab this geology tester. I really want to figure out how I was using that. Ah, you press G. So that tested for ice water. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I'm gonna move the truck back to the front. Actually, no, I think those things are right here. Load up the geology tester and go inside and grab the small radio towers. You can see our map is different now that everything, the communications towers are set up. We can get info from everything, our drill sites and all that we're not going to worry about yet because we are not drilling. But it is going to keep track of where we've gotten samples. And if it doesn't show right, or if you reload the game, just click Update Map and it will update if you are in range of your communications. And where are all those things? They're on that side, aren't they? Oh, that's not too far of a run. As I set these out, I am going to start getting geological samples because that will save us time in the long run. So we don't have to do it later when we actually need to figure out where some minerals or whatever is. I did leave that airlock door open. Since I'm the only one in the base, it doesn't matter right now because I know I'm going out that door. And I'm stuffing them all in there so I don't have to pressurize and unpressurize and whatever over and over and over. I'm saying whatever a lot today. I don't know why. Temperature in the base is 10.1. Pressure is fine. If the air is still fine, which it probably is, we have a livable, breathable base, which is cool. We can take our suit off inside now if we wanted to, except we're going outside. It's just in time. The next phase is going to be setting up renewable resources like food. Food's the big one. Fertilizer. So you set up some plants, fertilizer, or compost. You have algae tanks, worms, mushrooms, and what was the other thing? Oh, fish. Ends up being quite a lot of things to do, which is pretty cool. Right, I'm gonna set this thing down and close the door. And to show how this works, I'm just gonna click on it. It has no signal. I'm gonna extend the antenna, power it on. It does have a signal. So we need to put these on hills near craters where we will typically lose signal. So on top of the hill, they need to actually have line of sight to the base. So, good thing that didn't actually do anything. Let's have a look at our main map. And you can see to the south, we've got this ridge here and this big crater or valley. So I'm gonna head that direction. Let's see if I can get it set up on the hill. we should be able to. I will be stopping occasionally to check some geo samples, which I might as well do right now. This is going to be a long phase, I already said. It's getting samples isn't exactly my favorite thing. It's ice water. I'm just going to keep it in my hand because that saves some time at this point. My favorite part is getting to the farming and the fish and all that. That's pretty fun. You do have to drop bad samples. If you look at the map, you can see I have sample sites selected here. You can see these green dots are where I have sampled things that have a decent sample rate. And so far all I've found is ice water, which we already knew there was a lot of ice water close to the base because that's why the base was put there, and we have the pumps inside for that. Okay, we're on top of a ridge. I'm gonna go to the highest point on this ridge, I think. It should be okay. Except it's this way. It may take some trial and error to find good spots for the transmitters, because it is kind of hard to tell what will end up being in line of sight and what won't, especially because it's hard to tell how high the antenna on it goes. This may be good. Alright, I'm gonna get out here. Might as well test since I already have that in my hand. Tested. We'll put this back in the truck. Grab our comm unit. Double check the map. We are in line of sight. I'm just gonna walk a bit. So I want it to go down into that crater. So I am going to just kind of back up until it starts to disappear. And I think this should work. If not, I can move forward a little bit. And we've got it connected. Good. And I'm going to test the soil here. Oh, I don't have the sampler in my hand. You can just grab these samples as you go, but you can only carry 4 things, so you really do need to bring the tester with you. And that's slightly higher. Okay. I'll keep that in my hand. The next spot we want to do is over, I think we'll go to the east. So we want to kind of get a triangle around our base. So we're going to go to the east. And I'm gonna stop in the middle of this crater down here to the south. So it's a little bit of extra travel time, but I want to check to see what's there. Sorry, that's my phone making noise. And it does look like I will have to cut this one a little short, but I'll continue it later on. As RL likes to get in the way. So, what we're doing, we're getting these sample sites. What's going to happen later at phase 6 is we're going to return to these sample sites and we're going to fire some, what are they called? Augers? Is that what it is? Phase 6, let's look. GPR survey. I don't know what GPR stands for. I think I looked it up, but I don't remember now. Essentially, it fires something into the ground that will detect whether or not there's a large deposit, and it will have it's essentially like an underground radar. So you get some feedback bouncing back, and then you go to the opposite side of it. You try to determine the best spot for drilling. Then you take a little miniature drill out and you drill down. You get a core sample, you test that, and then if everything works out, you can attach the big drill to the rover and finally start drilling for stuff. It's pretty cool. It's just a really long process. Let's see. Sorry, I have to reply to a text. Okay. We found something. Immonite, limonite, immonite, ilmenite. If you hit F1 and you go to minerals, it shows you all the minerals that are possible to get and what you can get out of them. And then if you go to fabrication, it tells you what you need to make certain parts, which you may need later on when stuff starts to break or you need replacements for whatever reason. My voice is starting to go too, so that might be a good thing to stop pretty soon. I'm gonna drive to the middle of this crater and get another sample. Keep an eye on your power and oxygen. My power is getting about halfway, so I am probably gonna get a few more samples and just head back to the base. So that's fairly good. 11. That's about the same. Oh, you see our map closed because we have network failure. It'll come back in once we get over this ridge probably. But it seems to be pretty impossible to set up a network where everything is in range. It may be possible, I just don't know how to do it. We're getting a bit of wear on the rover this time. Let me check here. Magnetite 24.8. It's a pretty good region. Well, let's go down the hill a bit. It's going up a little bit. I think once we get near the bottom, it'll be better. I'll turn on the vehicle lights so they can help me not at all. Okay. And it went down. So we know in the future that we're gonna have to check somewhere in between that, maybe a different direction just to find that higher source of that. Not quite to where I wanted to put the other radio tower, but as things keep interrupting me, I'm going to just head back to the base and get a few more samples on the way, and probably start up again when I can. Spodumene. I don't know what that is, but okay. Let's pretend it has something to do with potatoes. There are potatoes in the ground on Mars, and they are delicious. Don't mind me. Can't sample while moving. Right. Not a very high sample. Kind of doing a zigzag as I go back to the base. Well, that definitely went higher. From under 1 to 9. See if this is higher or lower. Oh, we're back to ice water. So if we kept going that direction, it probably would have gotten higher. I'm gonna get food and water when I get to the base. I'm gonna park the truck on the fuel line so I can refill it when I'm ready to go again. Let me put this in the truck. Double check everything before I take off the suit. I left a light on. It looks like we have everything going smoothly, so I can take the suit off. The temperature is 10.1, very comfortable. So, first thing you do is power off the suit, then click Store Gear. And now I have no suit on. Except if you hit tab, I still have a suit on. Third person mode is not the best way to play this game. So I'm gonna grab a drink, grab an MRE, just gonna eat them right here. And I'm gonna grab some radium because I do have a bit of a radiation level, and that will slowly go down. And then I'm going to use this super fancy space toilet. Okay. Gonna empty the waste. I don't know, I think I'm OCD about that. And that should be good for now. That's about 45 minutes of phase 3. I'll get to the rest of it soon. I think I'll just pause the recording and start it up. So it's likely you'll see a little fading black screen or something in a second. Okay.